the the human heart and cardiac cycle. The cardiac cycle is the performance of the human heart from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of the next. It consists of two periods, one during which the heart muscle relaxes and refills with blood called a diastole, a period of robust construction and pumping of blood called systole. After emptying, the heart relaxes and expands to receive another influx of blood returning from the lungs and other symptoms of the body before again contracting to pump blood to the lungs and those systems. These are two atrial and two ventricle chambers of the heart. They are paired as the left heart and the right heart. That is the left atrium with the left ventricle, the right atrium with the right ventricle, and they work in concert to repeat the cardiac cycle continuously. At the start of the cycle during ventricular diastole, early the heart relaxes and expands while receiving blood into both ventricles through both the atria. Then, near the end of ventricular diastole, let the two atria begin to contract, atrial systole, and each atrium pumps blood into the ventricle below it. During ventricular systole, the ventricles contract and vigorously pulse or eject two separated blood supplies from the heart, one to the lungs and one to all other body organs and systems. Within the two atria relax atrial diastole. This precise coordination ensures that blood is efficiently collected and circulated throughout the body. Mitral and tricuspid valves are also known as the atrioventricular or AV valves, open during ventricular diastole to permit filling. Late in the filling period, the atria begin to contract. Atrial systole forcing a final crop of blood into the ventricles under under the pressure, prompted by electrical signals from the synoid atrial node, the ventricles start contracting ventricular systole, and as back pressure against them increases, the AV valves are forced to close, which stops the blood volumes in the ventricles from flowing in or out. This is known as the involumic contraction stage. The cardiac cycle involves four major stages of activity: isovolumic relaxation, inflow, isovolumic contraction, ejection. Stages 1 2 together. In volume relaxation plus inflow equals rapid inflow, diastasis, and atrial systole comprise the ventricular diastole period, including atrial systole during atrial systole during which blood returning to the heart flows through the atria into the relaxed ventricles. There are stages 3 and 4 together. Isovolumic contraction plus ejection are the ventricular systole period, which is the simultaneously pumping of separate blood supplies from the two ventricles, one to the pulmonary artery and uh, one to the aorta. Notably, near the end of the diastole, the atria begin to contracting the pump blood into the ventricles. This pressurized delivery during ventricular diastole is called the atrial systole. Thank you.